All right, so we've got our recording started, and we're going to go ahead and just get started with this. I wanted to ask you guys, did you get to see anything last night as far as the booking splits?
I've seen nothing.
Okay. Heather, did you get to see any of it?
The booking what? Oh, the part of it.
Oh yeah, I
thing
think
last
every
night.
once in a while a slide would come up,
Okay.
but I really didn't. I have church in the morning and at night, so by the time I get done with it, it's not.
Okay. I just wanted to see what you thought of it, if you got any ideas from anything that was shared that you felt was helpful as far as bookings.
Just from my grazing, I've got to go back because there were some slides that caught my eye, but I haven't researched them yet.
Okay. All right. Well, I just wanted to get some feedback on that and see what you thought. So, wanted to just, first of all, just congratulate you guys. We are to week 3, so good job. I know that throwing this extra training in there is challenging. I get that. But I hope that you guys are finding benefit from this and that finding some things that are helping you feel more comfortable with your goals and what you're wanting to do. So just a real quick recap. So far, we've increased product knowledge and how to use that to maximize your sales, how to get bookings from it. You've learned that belief decides that you can believe you can and cannot do. It's up to you what you believe, but your brain can be retrained. And we've talked about how to talk to people out and about and how to book parties at your shows and just words to say at both. And then last thing, which I think was the most impact on me was just hearing this whole discussion was passion and how your passion can shine through and can really influence others with their purchases and with their bookings. When I say that had the biggest impact on me, just listening to you guys talk a couple weeks ago when we talked about the belief in how having family dinners together and what a difference that makes. You guys were very inspirational to me, and it kind of just reignited a fire that really made me think that's what I need to share more is about families, because I'm kind of on the verge of the other end of my family with Zach being away at school, and it's hitting me a lot harder than I thought it would. And so I think that's going to be kind of my purpose now, is just reaching out to others and encouraging them to spend time together around the dinner table with their families, because I know how fast it goes. So thank you for that. You guys really helped me with that. Today I want to talk about host coaching. What comes to mind when you guys think of host coaching? Oh, hi, Lindsay.
So what comes to mind?
Sorry.
So what comes to mind?
Yes.
Like as in how to do it, or what we think host coaching is?
Just anything some people, they say host coaching and they're like, oh, I don't even want to think about it. Some people think, oh, I love host coaching. I love talking to my host. I mean, everybody has a different opinion. So I'm just wondering what your opinions are.
I like to talk to my host. I like to help her prepare and get excited about her show. And I like to let her know, what the benefits of it are. But the more excited she is, the better the show goes. So I like the host coaching part.
Okay.
And I think it's vital in our shows.
Why is that?
Because if I don't host coach, I tend to not have my hosts participate very much, and then none of her guests get very excited, and so sales are not as good. But if I get her excited, and especially when she tells her own personal stories of what products she uses and things, I really see an increase in sales and people being more excited and wanting to book their own shows too.
Okay. Good. Anybody else?
I thought I was unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I was just saying it just increases your show totals and increases attendance.
So how do you feel about it then?
Now that I see the importance of it and that it does work, then I see, that it is important. Because I used to not do it very well, and I've tried within the last 6 months or so to do better at that, and my shows have increased.
Do you know, can you think of some specifics? As far as like what your shows used to be and what they are now when you've added the host coaching?
There was like 0 outside orders before the show. Like if I had somebody with an order, that was a big deal because I just didn't push it and didn't tell them how important it was. And, now that I talk about it, the show's qualified for the most part by the time I get there, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, host coaching is basically where you're going to earn your paycheck. Just like what Heather was saying, you're going to work with them to get those sales up and get your attendance up. And then when you go to your show or when you're doing your show online, that's where you pick up your paycheck. But you guys are exactly right. You want to stay in touch with your host. You want to be involved with them all along the way. So you want to start off right away. If you're doing cooking shows, you want to carry host packets with you. What all do you guys put in your packets for your hosts?
I put, I can't think of what flyer it is. It's not a Join Us flyer, but it's something about the business. And then I put outside order forms, catalogs, the guest special, the host special. And I think that's it.
How many catalogs do you give them?
For a cooking or a catalog?
Either way.
Catalog, try to do 4 or 5. And then a cooking show, I'll do 2 or 3.
Okay. Holly, how many do you do for your virtual shows?
I send 2 catalogs, and I don't send any order forms. I send our little pamphlet with the spoon on it.
Okay.
And our specials. Yeah. And our host special and guest special. And then I send a kit coupon.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually try to put in one of our little recipe cards or something. It's lightweight, for mailing, and I guess it makes me feel like they're getting something. Sometimes I'll stick even a citrus peeler in. I used to put it inside the folder, but I don't do that anymore because it's more costly because it's heavier.
Sure.
So it just goes in a white envelope, all of that inside. So
just a little FYI, I don't know how much you like to print off, but they actually have the party planner on Consultants Corner that has everything that's on that folder. The party planners, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've been using those for my catalog shows. So
Smart.
An FYI. So
yeah, thanks.
Sure. So, when you go to your parties, you want to have your host packets.
Did we lose Lori?
Oh, you lost me?
No, I hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
I can now.
Okay.
I hear you.
Something's been going on at my house. I was having a terrible time yesterday trying to do the Facebook Lives, and then I was doing a new consultant training earlier, and she kept losing me. So just let me know if you don't hear me, okay?
Well, your Facebook things when you were on Snapchat were hilarious.
Yeah.
Those
You
were funny.
Yeah.
When you're like trying to be all serious, and then you've got those sunglasses on. Like, I needed to take a break, and I'm like,
I know.
clearly you need to smoke something.
I just thought I'd have some fun with it. I can't act 50 all the time. So. All right, so you all can hear me. Host packets. Take them with you to your shows because you can do your very first host coaching call with them right there. 2 to 3 catalogs in the packet. Go over with them what you expect from them. And that way they know exactly what's going on. And the very first thing to let them know is to get people there. You want to have a successful party. It's going to take as much time for you to do a $200 party as it is a $600, $800, or $1,000 party. So get them prepared to have people there. A lot of times I'll just try to break that ice with them instead of having them getting worried about it. I'll say, are you comfortable having 12 to 15 people in your home? Most people say, oh yeah, we had a birthday party, there were 40 people here. And so that just opens the door for me to say, I'm so glad to hear that. Because when we have these parties, I really need you to over-invite people. So what that means is invite 40 to 50 people. You can say 40. I just like to push it a little bit and say 40 to 50. And then I reassure them, don't worry, you're not going to have 40 people here. Not everybody's going to make it. And then the day of the party, you're going to have people who cancel on you because somebody's gotten sick or, they forgot about a ball game, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I know. Then they're at ease.
I had a show yesterday that I sent the host a message yesterday morning asking her how many people will be there. And she told me to prepare for 15. And at showtime, there was her and I.
Oh, no.
Her mom and, there ended up being a few people come, but yeah. So.
How did she get to 15?
That's how many people had told her that it was coming.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Yeah, but she's made up for it with some orders, so it's really turned out pretty well for her.
Okay,
but,
good.
Yeah. So
I'm glad you did that, and I'm glad you said that, Heather. Those of you who don't know Heather real well, the way we met was kind of like that too. She was one of 2 guests who showed up at a party. And so we just went ahead and did the party because you never know what's going to come of it. And here Heather is years later. So I'm glad to hear you did that.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, work on getting 40 people invited. Now, everybody has a different opinion on getting them invited. And so I'm just going to share with you what I do, and then you guys can share what you do, because I don't feel this is one of those things where I can just say you have to do it this way. But I do send out invitations for my host. I have just a pre-made invitation that I've used for years where I just fill in the information. So all I have to do is edit it, and then I send a mini catalog out with it. One of the reasons I like to send out the invitations is I know they're sent out. I used to just give them the postcards, and then I would get cancellations the week before because the host got busy and said, oh, nobody's coming. And only to come to find out she didn't mail out the invitations after all. So this is a way for me to help her. She feels I'm making her job easy because all she has to do is give me names and addresses. I do get those hosts who say, well, I don't have addresses. So what I'll do with them is ask them text message or Facebook message, say, I'm having a party, can you send me your address? And that's how we've gotten addresses that way. I also do red stamp, kind of like a save the date red stamp. I do that for my virtual parties as well, because you can it's free and you can put it together very quickly for them to just let everybody know what's going on. It's just a different way to connect with them other than just Facebook. A lot of things I've been reading lately say that people will respond to a text message quicker than they do a Facebook message. So that's how I invite people. How about you guys? What do you do?
Yeah, pretty much the same. I offer to do invitations. I tell them to do a Facebook event, not as their sole inviting, more so as kind of a reminder. I do red stamp, and then, the text and that fun stuff.
Okay. Do you find that they like the red stamp?
Yes, because it's neat, and then they can, just save the image and pass it on.
Okay. Good. Do you give yours out at the show?
Give what out?
The red stamp, like, do you send it to them right there when they book the party?
No.
I haven't started that yet either, but I've heard of people doing that so they can, because their host is most excited then. So I was just wondering if you did that.
Yeah. No, that thought actually has never crossed my mind.
Okay. Well, that'll be something to think about. How about you, Holly?
I don't use red stamp. Actually, I think you'd mentioned it before, and I honestly haven't even looked into it, but it sounds very interesting. Sounds like something I would like to do. As far as how I get people to contact, I mean, I of course only do online shows, so
Right.
I don't have I don't send out invitations that way, but I do, through my host coaching, have a little thing already made out that my host individually, personally messages everyone she invites. Because I don't not that I don't let them, but I don't like them to do the random asking, 200 people to come to their show. I like them to tell me who they're going to invite to their show and why they're going to invite them, what their interests are. It helps me prepare my show.
Mm-hmm.
Because, sometimes it's geared toward younger moms. Sometimes it's geared towards people who never have been to Pamper Shop, that kind of thing. Or people who have so many products, how am I going to sell them another one, So I just kind of like to know my audience beforehand. So I have her or him kind of get in touch with, several people over a period of time, and I try to have her do 10 a day for a week, so that she's not feeling like she's overwhelmed, but and has too much to do. But it then kind of give me a little bit of feedback on what she's found out and who's interested and why they're interested, so on. So, but I don't. Can you explain to me how the red stamp works and what it is or whatever?
Yes, I can. It's an app, and I'll post a picture of it so you'll know. I mean, actually, if you just type red stamp in, it'll come in. And
Okay.
It's a white box that's set in red lettering that says red stamp.
Okay.
And so what it is it's an editable invitation. And it has it for every announcement you could want. And
Okay.
so you can even just use it in your personal life, but you can edit it to put the time, their dates in there, what to expect, and you can. There's some that you can add pictures to, so you can add a picture of the guest special to it.
Nice. Okay.
And yeah, and I use those. That's what I was getting ready to talk about next is reminders. I use that a lot as a reminder because you want. You guys are doing a great job. I love how you're reaching out and you're talking to your host and you're communicating what they're needing to have a successful party. And then we want to just help them remind people.
I think part of my problem, not my problem, I mean, this isn't a problem. It's actually kind of good, but part of it is my shows come on so quick. So I'm in the middle of, I do anywhere between 5 to 10 days of a show, depending on, what my host wants. And so, I'm on, the 5th day of the show, and 2 people in the show want to have a show. And so, then there's no prep time, like they want to have it to get the sale of that month. So I don't have a lot of like pre-time to even send things to them sometimes, because I'll be like, well, I want to send this to you, and she's like, well, I want to start my show in 3 days, something like that. So like a lot of my host coaching is really me talking to them, and so on and so forth. And so I like that. I like the red stamp idea, because I can't get things to them quick enough sometimes before my next show starts, so, or they'll say, oh, the second, Carrie has her show over, I want to start the next day, and of course, they like what they're seeing. They want to get what they want, but they want to have their own show to get it for free, which is the whole point,
right.
Or purpose or whatever. So it's just, it happens so quick, I put out my Google Doc form, and, I put it out last night, so now I already have 2 more shows, and so it's just very, very quick how the shows come, and they can come faster for me, rather than the home show, because I'm not having to pick a date,
Sure.
They get to pick whatever they want, and then, it's like, oh yeah, I'm ready tomorrow, and so I'm like, oh, okay,
And
so go ahead.
that may be something you want to consider if you feel like they're coming on really fast, is having start dates,
Right. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm kind of failing at it, actually. I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way, but like my sales, I'm trying not to base it off of this past month, but my sales were incredibly down last month because I decided I was only going to have shows that started on the 5th and the 10th and the 15th, and so that's when I was going to do that. And it just, I don't know if it was me or whatever, but like people were just like, yeah, like, I don't know. So when I had, I wanted to devote more attention to those shows and only have a few at a time. And my sales were, in my opinion, were awful last month. So, I went from $3,000 down to $600, and that's like huge. So, I'm blaming it on the month, but if it continues, I'm going to have to revamp everything again, because everything was working fine before, and now I'm losing some of that. I don't know.
Well,
so I'll have to see.
I will tell you overall that, not just our team, our whole organization, sales were down a lot. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. It had to be, because it was just so it was like just a 180 for me. I was like, oh my gosh, so
I would try to give it another try.
I am. I'm trying not to let them be all crazy, because honestly, I lost focus of why I was doing what I was doing, because if it's me wanting to be in charge of my own business, all of a sudden everybody else was in charge of my business and my time.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, I can't let that happen. And I had so much going on last month, and this month I do too. And so I was like, I just can't let them keep me completely engulfed. I mean, I might as well just go work somewhere, 14 hours a day in real, outside of my home, if it's going to be that like that. So I'm trying to manage the time where I actually am not available at certain times now. They know that, which is Sundays freak everyone out for some reason. I mean, I just tell them Sundays are my only day off. Like, even in my, postings, it's like, we're not going to have a game today, which just really throws them off.
No.
Or if it is a game, it's like a this or that type of game where I don't have to answer with the numbers. Yeah, I take Sunday off. So
Good. Well, I
and
think that's wise to schedule yourself and schedule your business, because you don't want it controlling you or controlling your life. That's why you guys all chose this, was to
right.
have the flexibility. I will tell you, with the red stamp, one of the things I really like about it is I just pick one that I like, and then I just edit it. I usually do a guest special, so I do have to change that once a month. But other than that, I just have to change the host name and stuff like that, so that I can just whip it out very quickly, because they'll save it for you, and you don't have to recreate a new one every time. So that would be something helpful too, where you could just take a few minutes to edit it and then send it. And if they use their phones, you can actually just copy and paste it to send it. You don't have to save it to your phone and then upload it to every text message. I can just do a copy and paste. And so that's what I do with the red stamp, as a reminder also. So I use it as a save the date. I also send a reminder out, usually 1 to 2 days before the party, and it'll just have something on there like, looking forward to seeing you. I always end it with a question. Even for the people who have RSVP'd, I'll end it with, can you join us, yes or no? And that way, that will encourage them to respond back instead of just looking at it and saying, oh yeah, that party's tomorrow. So that
Okay.
helps her.
I'll look into that.
Okay, so now you want to just stay in touch with your host, whether you're got your virtual party or your cooking party. You want to make sure she got her packet. Is everything okay on your red stamp that I sent you? Have you heard back from people? If you're sending out the invitations, ask her, are you hearing back from people? Are they RSVPing? Most people will not RSVP, and I let them know that. So if they tell me, well, I've heard back, I've got 5 people so far, I'll tell them, wow, you're doing great, you're better than most people, because most people don't get RSVPs. And that makes her feel good that she's doing what's right, and she's going to keep wanting to move forward with what she's doing. And then I check with how are you doing with your outside orders. I do like what Heather was saying, the $200 before the show. If they have $200 before the show, I will bring a dessert for them. And I usually just bring a lava cake. So it's only a couple dollars investment, but they get excited about having a dessert. You can do the same thing with your virtual parties. If you've got enough time before them. I realize she's not going to get $200 in orders 2 days before her show.
Yeah.
But if you've got, time, a little longer time, you can offer her, I'll have a gift for you if you have $200 in sales. And it doesn't have to be anything huge. It can be a mini serving spatula or the chocolate drizzler, just something fun. And they're going to be excited that they got that gift.
Yeah, I do offer that already. I try to make that $200 incentive before the show even starts pretty big deal, because it is a big deal, because then the pressure's off during the show,
Right.
and, I can tell her, like, you've already qualified. Everything beyond this is just a bonus, so, and then try to send her a little gift,
Right. And, you want to just keep encouraging her to share that catalog with people who can't make it, whether they can't make it online. Definitely, bless you.
Sorry.
That's fine. Whether they can't make it to your online party because they're not on Facebook, or, there's just some people. I had somebody telling me just the other day, she's like, I just like having a catalog in my hand. I like looking at it. I like looking through it. And there's just people like that. They don't want to order online. So, encourage her to reach out to those people. And then, Holly, you mentioned that you send Taste the Good Life in your package, right?
Yep.
Okay. Does anybody else send that? Are you shaking your head no, Heather? No, you're not shaking your head no, or no, you don't send it.
I'm not answering that.
How about you, Lindsay? Oh, lost her. There you are. Oh, you guys switch places.
There, I was muted. I had to figure out how to unmute myself. I don't know if I've ever actually given out a host packet, but I have them, and I have that in it.
Okay. Well, then this show coming up would be a good one to start with. I saw you're taking notes, so that's good. Okay, so Heather, you do not?
Yeah.
I put something in there, but I don't think it's that. I don't know. I print something off of, I don't know what it is.
Okay.
It's one in my car, but I'm not going to go out and look at it.
Okay. Do you know what I'm talking about with Taste of Good Life, both of you?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know if I know where it's at.
Okay. You order them. They're on
okay,
your
I'll have
supply
them.
board. Okay. That would definitely be something worth investing in. You get like $25 for a couple dollars. It's not a huge investment.
So my question is, do you guys mail those to your hosts? Because I'm not seeing my host.
If I don't book them at a party, yes, I send them in the mail.
I usually send all mine in the mail unless I meet them. I lay them in bed. Hello. Not very attractive view, but
There you go.
so yeah, but I mail them
Okay.
unless I meet them.
How much does that normally cost? Because it seems like it's kind of heavy, especially when you put catalogs in there.
Usually $3 maybe. If it's more, like I was there the other day and the lady was like $7 and she's like, "What's in this?" And I said catalogs, and she's like, "Well, I'm going to send that as media." So it was a cheaper rate, so it was still $2 or $3.
Ah.
I sent out my catalog packets today, and it had 2 catalogs, 5 order forms, host and guest special, the catalog planner, and Taste of Good Life, and it was $3.29.
Did you mail at media rate, Lori?
No, it was first class.
Really?
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
on
My first class can get up to $6, but media rate I can get it down to $2 or $3.
Yeah, I think it just, and I don't know, this is just rumor I've heard, so I can't guarantee this is right, but I think media rate moves slower than first class.
It does. It moves a lot slower, so I don't do it very often. But I end up spending $5 or $6 usually. I can't get it lower than that. Although I shouldn't say that. Now that I'm not using the folder, it's been less. You have to really. They'll measure it. They'll weigh it for you,
Right.
and you can decide like, oh, that one piece of paper took me over to a whole nother dollar for mailing, and not, not do that. So I've tried to just mail the essentials and take that folder out, and then it has brought it down. But
And you don't have
I
to
don't know.
mail, you don't have to do the guest and the host specials separately. There are the
Yeah, you
specials
can
at
put
a
them on the same
glance.
paper.
Are
Right.
you familiar with specials at a glance where everything's on one page?
Yes.
Okay, so you just print out one page. Holly's right, that one page can make a difference in the weight.
Yeah, it takes you to a whole different shipping rate if you go over by one page. It's ridiculous, but it is true.
So, and they'll work with you. I think my post office knows me intimately these days, so they'll work with you. All right, so, okay, Taste the Good Life. That's something you want to include in your host packets, because that's one of our best host benefits, is them being able to take advantage of the kit credit. So kit credit is where you can take $25 or you can take $50 off the cost of your kit, and if you host a show. So instead of using the free product value on products, they can use it towards their kit. And hosts are generally the first people that we know are interested in Pampered Chef because they're already having a party. So we want to give them an opportunity to take advantage of that kit credit. And that way, I like using the kit credit because it doesn't take anything away from you. I used to offer people their shows and just go and do them and then give them the show. But that gets old after a while because you keep doing these shows and you don't get paid for them. So now I offer kit credit. And so I go and I do the show and I get paid for it, but she gets the credit and she gets her kit at a discount. So she can still have an opportunity to give the business a try and get what she's wanting out of it, and I still have my paycheck coming in as well. What do you guys think of that?
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Okay. So when you go, next time you go to Consultant's Corner, look on your supply cart, okay? And you'll see them. They're just under supplies. They're just a couple dollars, and you get a whole bunch, okay? So look into those to add to your host packet. All right. Now, sometimes when you're host coaching, and you're like, oh man, did I do this? Did I do that? How do I keep track of everything? Do you guys have a system for keeping track?
I
Keeping
do.
track of what?
Keeping track of what you've said to them.
Oh. No, I just babble.
Is it in there?
Okay.
I have a checklist.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry. Oh, I might try babbling next, though. That might be good.
I'm sure she does little less than babble, but I'm not.
Well, I rolled over and I thought I turned it off.
Okay. I was getting a little dizzy there.
Sorry.
There is a host coaching checklist. And this is one thing I just really think everybody needs to use. If you go to PCU, you'll find it on there. There's a whole host coaching course on there, and it has the forms that go with it. And so print that out, and you just check everything off. You're going to enter her name in, and whenever it says, send the reminder, talk to her about the recipe, it's all there. And then you can just check it off, and you know exactly where you are with each of your hosts. And then you don't have to worry about forgetting anything. And then backtracking, trying to get it done.
I would totally forget if I did not have that checklist.
Oh, I know, me too. So basically, guys, host coaching is a partnership. She's going to get a bunch of free products, half price and discounted items, and you're going to get a great paycheck. Imagine getting a paycheck for, a couple $100 for one night of work instead of, $40 or $50 for one night of work. Would you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. All right, so tonight's skill, real quick. I'm sorry, tonight's focus. I'm going to do a screen share now. Like I said, I didn't really care for the slides on the other thing, but I do want to share this screen with you. All right, hold on. Wrong slide. Can you guys see my slides?
Yes.
Okay. Just pretend like you don't see that one because it clicked to the wrong one. All right, can you see our pillars of success again?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So we've already talked about belief. Believing in yourself, believing in your company, your passion, why you do this, what gets you to work every day. Why do you get up and work on your business? What is that passion there? And then tonight I'm just going to talk about skill a little bit. This is the easiest of all of the pillars that we have. And so with skill, you guys are working on that right now, building your skills in booking and, sharing the business, coaching your host. And so this is really the easiest one that if it becomes weak or cracked, then you can fix it. And you can do that by just using your tools at home, practicing with them and getting excited about them. One of the things that was really funny last night is we got all these items on our host special, but people were going crazy about that grill pan. They think that's the best special there is. So if you've got a grill pan, use your grill pan so that you can talk about it and share with it. Get to know your product, especially now. We've got all these new products here. So, just keep a catalog with you. If you're got a lunch break, look at it then, or if you're in the waiting room of your doctor's office, continue taking the trainings. I'm going to post another host coaching training for our homework this week. You want to keep involved with those or any trainings, that we're involved with the team, your meetings, your recipe nights. Definitely, start thinking about conference. I think conference is a game changer. I know it was for me. If I hadn't gone to my first conference, which I went for the wrong intentions because I thought I was going to get credit for a Disney trip, but I didn't. That's the only reason I went my first year. But it was a game changer for me because I got to spend some time. She was my director. She's retired since. Her name's Diana. But she and I got to spend some time just talking, like really talking. And I remember we took a bus from the hotel room to the conference center when we had it in downtown Chicago. And I just asked her, I said, how much money do you make? And she was really honest with me because I wasn't making near that. And she was the one who just kind of made me realize that I could do something with this if I wanted to. And so, definitely, invest in conference. You want to keep educating yourself. There's all kinds of YouTube trainings. I'm going to be sharing some more. Those bookings trainings that I shared on there, I've been listening and re-listening to those again. You're always going to hear things differently at different times in your career. So, take advantage of those. And then practice what you've learned. Do shows. Even if you are having a hard time booking a show, somebody do your own show. Have people over and just tell them you're practicing with them. You want to learn how these things work. They're going to love it, and you're going to feel more confident with it. So you do have homework again this week. There is a host coaching audio I'm going to post for you to share with, and then I'll send you the Google form for you to send me your takeaways. I will tell you, the one man who's on doing this training, his name's Michael Yoakley. He's a hoot, and I think you guys will really enjoy listening to him. So on your Google Forms, also just going to, how many shows are you going to commit to booking this week? If March is where you want it, then start booking April. Okay, you don't have to wait until April to start booking it. And then how many host coaching calls are you going to work on with your host? And then we'll just discuss the details of your week. So thank you guys. I appreciate you being here. I will tell you that this has been the highlight of my day. I've been looking forward to this all day. This is what I love. I love spending time with you guys, and it always brightens my spirits when I can spend time with you. So before we leave, any questions, any comments, gentle criticisms?
Well, I'm good. I actually am on to another Zoom here at 9, so.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then I will let you guys go, and we'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye, Lori. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you, guys.